First, they all talked about setting goals. At a young age, they knew what they wanted, and they went after it. Many had a goal-setting system. They wrote them down and talked them over with parents and coaches.
In a game I scored a goal, my next challenge was to see if I could score 2 goals in the next game. So I was always pushing myself and setting new goals, short-term wise. And then just realizing the big picture of where soccer could take me, I started making the goals of ODP, the region team, and then once I achieved each of those, I would set the next higher. So once I made the region team, it was to get into the national pool, and then hopefully get called into a national camp, and then just keep progressing from there.
I definitely wanted to be a scholarship Division I athlete.
I've always said to myself I want to play at the highest level I possibly can as long as my body allows me to, and that hasn't changed. Growing up through club soccer, going to Duke, and now hopefully on to the next level.
I probably wrote down on every single, what do you want to be when you grow up? A professional athlete, professional soccer player specifically.
I was always I really want to be a part of the national team. I think that was kind of my end-all be-all goal, still is.
Second, top players got themselves in challenging playing environments. Some were lucky enough to have great club teams nearby. Others got creative and played with boys. They played with older teams. Some players even moved to another location and lived with host families. They made sure they were never the best one in their training environment.
I was constantly playing outside with the boys.
I did train with our boys team a lot.
We had people staying late, coming early, just to catch either the older trainings or the boys' trainings.
I played with a boys team and a girls travel team till I was 13.
Third, top players can be independent and take initiative. They don't wait to see what others are doing and then tag along. They go out and work on their own, or they invite others to join them, such as coaches or friends.
I would jump in with anybody. So I would always show up to practice. I know it sounds crazy, but I would show up to practice about an hour and a half early, and would show up with a friend, a boyfriend, whoever, and play and train for an hour before practice started.
Every day out in my backyard, in the house, just juggling. I have a former club coach of mine, and probably one of my first soccer coaches, Mick Statham. I would call him and he would come train me and help me technically.
Fourth, they have a dedicated individual training regimen. They're always working on their game outside of team practices.
I'm very thankful because one of the girls on my club team, her dad actually trains Olympic athletes and a bunch of professional athletes. They have this huge gym and stuff. So I would go work out with them, usually before school at 6 in the morning, go to school, go to club practice, and then if I felt like it or I didn't really have anything to do, I'd go train with a boys team after that, or just go train with an older girls team.
We would have 3 practices a week, but for me, I felt like that wasn't enough. So after practices, I would come home, oftentimes make sure my homework was done, sometimes it wasn't, but I would still go outside. And I would spend about an hour juggling, touching the ball, toe touches, triangles, different things like that, just to keep touches on the ball.
Fifth, top players have a relentless work ethic. They recognize that there's probably 100,000 other players in the country their age trying to be the best, and they want to train harder than everyone else.
I'm not very good at taking time off.
I do remember I had a trainer, and a lot of times I would wake up, I'm not kidding, probably 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and go lift before, or have a workout with him before school started. That's a funny question because I always have to have someone tell me to take time off, and even when they tell me to take time off, I try to sneak out of the house or do something.
Number 6, top players are resilient. They find ways to pick themselves back up and be even stronger after setbacks. Every top player we talked to had a significant setback or multiple setbacks.
Funny story, I tried to play ODP since probably starting at 12 when they start ODP, but I got cut 5 years in a row. So I got cut from everything. And I got cut from the Long Island team. I didn't really make any team but my club team.
I think the biggest challenge would be tearing my ACL.
One of the coaches had actually told me that I'm not a good athlete. Well, I'm a good athlete, but I'm not a good soccer player, and that I should just quit and pursue track. And that really hurt.
My freshman year, I barely played. And I think that was the biggest challenge I had, having all these expectations and it not falling through. But I think that struggle is what made me, though.
Lastly, they had a passion for the game. They did all of this hard work because they loved the game. It wasn't forced. They always wanted to be playing.
When I was younger, I've always wanted, just to play soccer.
When I was 7 years old, I really I would say, and before then, I really fell in love with soccer, and I was always with the soccer ball.
I never wanted to stop touching the ball and walking around the house. I literally would just had the ball at my feet, you know, on my carpet, whether it was just, you know, touching it or carrying it, whatever it was. My mom always joked and got me actually a soft soccer ball so I could sleep with. So she was like, here, dream about it.
Plus I enjoyed it too. Like, I enjoyed the feeling of waking up early and doing something before everyone else. And then sometimes also I'd wake up and bundle up because it was Ohio, cold in winter time. And I would just go on my concrete in my driveway and just to work on skill stuff. Just to say, like, I got my time in, I got my minutes in, and I put work in before everyone else basically did. I like that feeling, I like that thought too.